This episode is brought to you in partnership with Choose Chicago. Capture the excitement.
Hey. Let me just tell you.
Tell me.
This episode, I am so excited for. I know you're excited for.
Too.
It lived up to every bit of the hype we put on ourselves. Exceeded our expectations, y'all.
Buckle in.
Buckle in.
Or up.
Or strap up or strap in. Let's get it.
This is the podcast where we visit all 77 of Chicago's historic neighborhoods and discuss their heritage and taste the amazing food.
And if you know anything about us, we love two things, food and Chicago, so I can't wait to burn this gas money.
You ready?
Let's get it.
This is the 77 Flavors of Chicago, the podcast.
Yes, it is. That's the beat
who's that
drop.
Nerd?
Who's that nerd?
Yeah. This is the podcast. Man, if you don't shut the fuck up.
If you don't go on somewhere with that.
With that weak ass energy.
Stop it. You
Just kidding.
Anyway, Dario.
Sarah.
77 Flavors of Chicago, y'all. We happy to be back. We excited to be back, low key.
Very.
This episode, I think we had probably the most fun we done had, you know what I mean, like as far as history goes. You know what I'm saying? Like we were just both in awe.
I agree.
Anyway, we'll get to that in a second.
Yeah. How was your week?
Oh, my week is great. You know?
One of my favorite podcasts that I listen to like, if you are a person that like your mind runs and you just want a stupid podcast to listen to Fool Coverage. FOOL. It's by two like YouTubers, Manny and Laura.
They be going crazy, huh?
It's just stupid. Like they don't talk about anything of value, but it's just funny. But one of the things that they do that I like is that at the beginning of every episode, they do like what was the highest moment of your week and what was the lowest moment of your week. Mm-hmm. So I would like to ask you, what was the highest moment of your week?
So far, technically the highest moment of my week, I did a show called Chronic Labs.
That is the literal.
It was literally
moment.
The highest moment of my week.
What is the metaphorically highest moment?
Metaphorically, metaphorically, I think probably the highest part of my week, probably going to this episode. Yeah, for sure. I think, and I mean we're gonna get to it, but I didn't realize we had gone to a national park.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, I did not know that. So to me, that was pretty dope. Because like I remember when people were asking us at the beginning, what are y'all? What are you expecting? What are you looking forward to? Any neighborhood in particular? And we were like, yeah, not really. And I was like, if I had to choose one, it'd be Pullman.
Yeah.
And that's based off what I saw, you know, on documentaries and such. So
as such,
I do that a lot.
I don't know why.
Why do I do that?
Bruh.
Anyway,
juxtaposition.
You like that word?
I love that word.
Yeah. But what's yours?
What documentaries?
Watch.
Or by whom, if you may?
Jeffrey Bear. Hey. Jeffrey Bear, WTTW. Yeah, that's loud in my ear. But so I watched the ones with him, and like that got me enthused about it, and here we are doing our own version of it. So
that's dope.
Yeah, highlight of the week.
My highlight of the week is I got asked to MC an event for Women's History Month.
Yeah.
And it's by Shoko and Karina, who runs Shoko.
I'm sorry. I'm
appreciate the enthusiasm. But
I'm sorry. I'm just hyped. I'm hyped up for you.
It's a really cool event. It's local women-run businesses, and it's gonna be like a panel of some sort, and it's really a press conference. Mm-hmm. But a small-scale press conference, and they're going to be discussing how to be a female entrepreneur or the challenges that they face. They're going to talk about their businesses. I'm very, very excited.
MC Sarah,
and I'm coming for your job.
Oh, okay. Well, you can have it. I'm not holding it back from anybody.
If you guys know anything about Dario, one of the many hats he wears is he is a host around the city. So I'm coming for his job. Go ahead.
I help y'all with it. I'm gonna be in the building. Watch scouting. I'm gonna be in the building scouting.
Yeah, you're gonna hire me for one of your your shows.
I'm be like, you know what? Why don't you take the fucking lead then?
I'm gonna be on left as you stage. Hi guys.
Just out here emceeing the shows, comedy shows, not even doing jokes. Yeah.
What do you mean? I'm hilarious.
You are funny. You funny. I was. This is weird. I was sitting here because I'm holding my little therapy glass, you say.
It's called it's emotional support water bottle.
Okay, whatever. And I was holding it, and I was saying, anybody that can see us and watching us right now, how goofy do I look drinking this on camera? Because I'm trying to look.
And the fact that you're drinking out of a Cubs cup, but you're also wearing
no, wait a minute.
Your Southside sports shirt.
There you go. Southside sports shirt is
Dario
not.
will never.
I'm not wearing a Sox jersey.
Here's the thing, socks. I know y'all listening.
Now, Sox, if y'all give me one, you know what I mean? Because it is, I'm representing the neighborhood.
Can we get Dario into a Sox jersey?
Look, I mean, if they give me one, I ain't gonna say no.
That's the only way you'll wear one?
Yeah, I ain't gonna say no to it. But
Do you have a player that you like that is on the Sox?
Jose Abreu. I like him. You know what I mean? If we talking current player, Tim Anderson, Jose Abreu, those my guys right there.
You could have said Ponapaz, and I'd be like, oh yeah,
Ponapaz. Shout out to Ponapaz.
Shout out to Ponapaz.
But I like those two. But it's baseball season, y'all. Good segue. You could bring y'all could go ahead and get y'all represent y'all North Side or South Side sports shirt.
Yeah. So we joked about coming out with sports shirts, but now they are here. My sister literally reshared our post on her story, and she said, my sister couldn't say jerseys, so they made sports shirts. Go buy one. I was like, well, how is this a roast and a plug?
Hey, but it's true. Now we don't have to be. I don't have to get upset when you say your little sports shirt.
Yeah.
I could assume you're talking about this.
TM.
Yeah, right. Yeah, pending. Trademark pending. So you try it if you want to.
Nobody trying this. People are probably like, this is so stupid.
Okay, just wait till we sell a mill. You know? Just wait.
What was the low of your week?
Man, I don't have no lows.
Be relatable for the people.
Look, all right, the lows. I don't know if I have.
Be like, I took a nap and I forgot to cover my toes, so they got
low
cold.
Low key, your boy, y'all can't see it, but your boy's toes is out. You know what I mean?
The weather, 70 degrees in Chicago, toes out.
Weather break and the toes be out. And here's the thing about my toes being out right now, because
nobody wants to hear about your toes.
No, y'all probably want to hear about this. Y'all can't see it, but like the damn cords is getting stuck between my toes. So I'm sitting here trying to fumble. If you see your boy rocking back and forth, not because I gotta pee, it's because I can try to get this shit from between my toes.
That is,
I'm free right now. But they was coming for you, boy.
There.
Yeah, but I don't know about no lows. I don't know about no lows. Nah, that's all. I ain't got nothing.
I have a low.
What's the low?
So I'm learning how to do my own nails, and I did these like 3D flowers, 3D encapsulated flowers on my nails.
Yeah.
And I didn't do them well, and now my nails don't look as nice.
What you mean? They look nice.
No, they don't. Look, the flowers came off. You can't see them, but
fellas, track with me. If your ladies' nails now, if the nails had to be actually really bad, you know what I mean?
They are actually.
No, they're not. I mean, they don't look nothing bad. Now if they was like bitten and shit like that, and like how when people be biting their fingernails, and the top of them be a little peeled off.
My sister does that.
Yeah, my shit nice though. You know what I'm saying?
You don't bite your nails. Yeah, but you don't cut your nails. You bite them off.
Yeah,
but then that's
it. Let's not be telling all my business. I done talked about my toes enough. Right? Like we ain't got to go. Your boy's fingers ain't bad though. You know what I'm saying?
They're not.
I ain't bad.
Not bad.
But I guess my low would be you talking about my fingernails. I just had one.
Damn.
But that's. I mean, I've been all right. I'll tell you next time. I like this little piece. I like this because we get to recap, and your boy's memory be going. I'm getting older, so I'm trying to remember what the hell did I do.
What did I do this week?
What did I do this week?
We didn't have a car.
Oh yeah, that's probably the low. Actually, that's a low. Y'all, we got hit back in December. Accident. It really was a hit and run, to be honest with you. Even though the dude stopped, we got him everything. He was fraudulent as hell.
Yeah, he didn't have insurance.
He didn't have no insurance.
Now I have to pay $500 out of pocket.
Man, this is
buy these shirts, people.
You know what I'm saying? Like, help us out because this shit crazy. Like that was back in December. We just got this.
Was it in December?
Yeah, December 18th. I'll never forget. Right before Christmas, we got smacked up. And now we just took it into the shop now, not because we couldn't do it. We were too busy. We needed the car. Yeah, we needed the car. And then like Progressive was on their ass like, hey, y'all gonna
trying to fix this car?
Yeah, you're right. Y'all gonna bring it in before we say forget about it. Like so.
Claim canceled.
Yeah, for real. So we just looking at that's a low because we've been spending money on this damn zip cars and Ubers and shit. And man, I don't know how people without cars do it. Because I'd rather pay for a car and know I'm at least paying for my car than have to Uber and wait for somebody and be going all over town.
I mean, I did take the train a couple times, but that just if I'm like leisurely, I'll take the train. But if we're like hauling equipment, I'm not taking the train.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's like I guess I'm not opposed to like taking Uber. That's not the thing. But like, you know, we have all this equipment that we have to travel with. So that's why the zip cars is what really pissed me off, to be honest with you. I mean, that was cool, but you know, the Uber is like, all right, we Uber there and you had to wait. You know, and I don't know. It was just annoying to me.
Agree.
Yeah, that's a low, and we still don't got our car, y'all.
Damn.
It's crazy, but it's been what, 2 weeks? It's,
almost 2 weeks.
No, 3 weeks.
No, it was we sent it in on the 7th of March.
Oh yeah. So I mean, I guess like that's anyway, y'all. That's that's the low.
On that low note,
yeah, it's just annoying.
Pullman,
Pullman, yeah, Pullman, hard transition. I'm excited. We got a lot of information.
Too.
We got a lot of information to share with y'all about Pullman. Is you ready?
I can be once you play your little noise.
Let's get it.
There you go.
Hey, I'm ready this time. I am ready to talk about this. Y'all, we in the community area of Pullman, community area number 50. And here are the boundaries: 103rd Street to the north, 115th Street to the south, railroads on the east, and Cottage Grove to the west. Let me tell you about it. George Pullman. It is named after George Pullman. We're going to hear a lot about Mr. George Pullman, built in the 1880s. Did you know he is not from here, you know?
I assumed so.
Yeah. Most people weren't from here. He moved... He moved to the area.
I actually read that at the time that this town was built, most people that lived in it were not from Pullman.
Right. Yeah.
They might have been from Illinois or Chicago, but they were not from Pullman.
Exactly. Yeah. They weren't from the area. And the whole thing with Pullman, reason why I got his name is that Pullman created this community area, the city, really, 4,000 acres of land. Mm-hmm. He created it so that his workers didn't have to travel far to commute to work or didn't have to do any of that. And so just to give you, if you don't know who the hell Pullman was, Pullman created the sleeping train car, which was really cool, really innovative. It had amenities that were better than most homes at the time. And so that was kind of like his thing. And it was obviously with train and intercontinental travel going crazy here in the United States right around that time, you know, having a sleeping car was pretty dope, you know? So he built his business here in Chicago, and he built the neighborhood and community, I shouldn't even say neighborhood. He built a city basically for his people with housing, and the housing wasn't just normal housing. It had plumbing, indoor plumbing, indoor bathroom. Yep. It was really dope.
I mean, he built what he imagined would be like the modeled A town, like the perfect town where everyone was like super happy and there was like no crime and everyone had a good job and stuff like that.
And so he attracted workers here and pitched it as if it was his dream of American society. Right. So this is what he saw America to be. And not bad. I mean, to be honest with you. When
the OG idea maybe.
Yeah, you know, when you think about what he's doing, he literally, wouldn't you want to have a nice place to live and work real close by?
I think I mean, sure, but also it's not like he was paying people enough to live in, like, yes, they could live in these houses, but from what I remember seeing, because we walked through the museum, it seemed like rent was much higher than the rest of the city. I think it was like 26% higher than the surrounding neighborhoods, and a lot of the money that they made went towards that rent. Like, yes, they had everything that they needed in their community. It seemed very ideal, but it also kind of reminds me of what's a poorhouse?
Yeah.
The idea of a poorhouse.
Yeah.
And I might be wrong, but it's the same idea of like you live in where you work and you work to pay for your living, but you're also like forever in debt.
Right.
I don't know if that's true for Pullman, but
Pullman,
it just kind of had that vibe.
I see the idea.
You know what I mean?
Yes, I do see the idea, because the poorhouse, though, you lived in somebody else's house.
Right.
Which is basically like a college dormitory.
Yeah,
I mean, you know what I mean? Like, you lived, on their property, right? And you were forever indebted, realistically. Right. This was different because, like, you lived in Pullman, but that was like a city. Right. You had your own house.
That's true.
And you made wages. So if you made enough money, we'll get to that.
Right.
We'll get to that point. If you made enough money, you could make your own living, elsewhere. So different, but I see the concept, because it really was, work here, live here,
You're right.
But let's talk about why the wages are so important here. Do y'all know about the strike of 1894? And here's what it was. It was the American Railway Union versus the Pullman factory. And long story short, y'all, and I'm going to go into a little bit more detail. They weren't getting paid enough.
Right.
They weren't getting paid enough. And so they fall back once they realize, hey, we can't afford to live in your American society and your version of this American dream. And to your point, the housing was nice. Yes, you had bathrooms, plumbing, but you were only making 20 cents, as low as 20 cents an hour.
Yeah. I mean, they were making like almost $37 a month.
Yes.
And rent was $8 a month.
Yeah. You know what I mean? So and
up to $50 if you're renting a house.
Yeah.
An apartment was $8.
Yeah.
And a 3-bedroom house was $50 a month.
So
sir?
How are you supposed to find? So when you after you pay the bills, what we read in the museum, you can go to this museum and we'll talk about the museum.
Go to this museum.
It's the Pullman National Monument. You got to go there. But we were looking at it. It says some people, if you had 2 cents left from that paycheck, you framed it, because you were like, damn, I made it. You know what I'm saying? Like I made it. That's crazy about that. So the workers went and they fought back. They say, hey, look, we working our asses off. You know what I mean? Right. To make your luxury cars and things like that we can't even afford. Of course, we can't even afford to use.
They weren't the target market.
Yeah, they weren't the target market. So they went on strike. About 4,000 factory employees on May 18th, 1894, went on strike and just said, hey, we're going to do it. Now, why is this strike important to America?
Why?
Because that is how unions formed. So it turned out to be Eugene versus Debs, which was the industrial workers of the world. And they formed that union. And they basically said, look, we ain't gonna work. We ain't gonna work. And it changed the way America works. Literally, like Labor Day, it's because of this.
Wow.
Labor Day is because of this incident where these workers said, no, we're not taking this anymore. So 1 point for Chicago, that we are the reason you get Labor Day. And for those that are in the union, this is huge, and that's why labor unions are so close knit, and why people love labor unions, because we're not about to just sit by and work while you making fat off the land. I promise you that. You know what I mean? So Pullman refused to hear out the American Railway Union. Versus, he refused to hear him. Jesus, what's going on? He refused to hear him out. The strike happened. About 250,000 workers across the 27 states, across 27 of the United States, mainly west of the Detroit line. They all just stopped. they just stopped.
That's crazy.
Here's the crazy part: the American Federation of Labor opposed the boycott.
Wow.
So they opposed it. They were like, nah, we're not doing this, right? We not, y'all got to get back to work, because they never seen anything like this. And if you think about the reason, I guess if you listen to see like, well, what is the significance? These people worked on trains. Trains is how mail got delivered. Trains are how goods got delivered.
Everything.
Across the nation in these times, 1890s, the 19th century. The trains were everything. So when you stop that, Now you hurt all kind of businesses everywhere.
It's like we're currently going through a supply chain crisis.
Yeah.
Imagine that. Like,
just imagine that back in the day.
Like if every person at the port was like, we're not working anymore.
Yeah.
And we're not unloading ships. We're not doing anything.
Yeah. You know, like that. I couldn't imagine.
Society would collapse in like 2 weeks.
And you have no form of communication. So you sitting at home like, man, I don't know why we can't eat. You know what I mean? Right. Like I don't know. I don't know what's going on. The mail ain't been coming. I don't know what's going on. You know. Now here's the crazy. So riots broke out like anything happened. You know, like when the people go against the government, riots happen, right? The government stepped in and said, "Hey," because guess what? It affected mail.
Of course.
So the government was like, "Now let's step in."
Yeah, right.
And workers still refuse. They were like, we not going. And again, I keep repeating this, but keep in mind, y'all, we never seen unions up until this point. So this is all brand new. How do you get these people to go back to work? How do you do this? Like, because like, there's no laws, there's no nothing, there's no backup plan. Nobody knows how to address this situation. President Grover Cleveland ordered the army.
What?
Yep. From blocking trains, right? he stepped in and said, "Hey." He said, "Look."
What did he say? I don't understand.
No,
what did he do?
So he stopped the trains. He stopped people from blocking the trains.
Oh.
You know, like so that's basically because they were blocking. They were like, "Nah, we not. Y'all trains ain't going nowhere." You know, people mounted up that much.
Wow.
So Grover Cleveland stepped in. Debs went to jail. The guy that was running, that kind of like stood up for the people, his ass went to jail. Once it was all said and done, he went to jail.
Wow.
Okay, for fighting for the people.
How do you think he would react if he found out, like, if he was alive? For some reason, no. If he, let me finish my question because it's stupid. If he came back from the dead today and found out that we're talking about him on a podcast and you said his ass went to jail, how do you think he would feel about that?
I feel like he was a man of the people. He'd probably be like, "Yeah, my ass did go to jail." Shit. like I took one for the team.
I always think about that. Like the way we speak about historical figures, like they would be baffled.
He probably
he'd be like,
"You call me ass?"
He'd be like, "Two people of color dare speak my name."
You didn't right. How dare you say ass, boy?
Oh Lord.
Oh boy. Well, so long story short, and there's more to this story that we learned. Mm-hmm. There's more to the story. 1894, Labor Day was a federal holiday.
And
continues to be a federal holiday because of that incident there. And so that's why Pullman is huge into American society, American workforce. If you are in a union, I was in a union. And, you know, I don't want to discredit or discount my union. You know, I mean, there's some people that do hard labor. You know what I mean? I was in a union for selling cell phones. You know what I mean? But I guess when you think about
that customer service is not easy.
Hey, look, it's not.
I worked a physically tedious job and I worked a customer service job.
Yeah.
I worked in a warehouse and then I worked in customer service
Labor
side.
union?
No, we did not have a union. And I would tell you that I would unload containers any day.
Yeah.
Over dealing with customers.
Yeah, you know.
Any day.
Yeah, dealing with customers is different.
Put my headphones in and just unload that container.
Yeah, because you got
for hours.
You got to take a bullet, and then and here's the thing: I was in cell phone again, y'all. Mine is cell phones compared to all these people that do other hard labor. You know what I mean? I'm not discrediting, but we are, you know, means of communication for people. You know what I mean? Like you take away phones, shit. You know what I mean? Like, there's not a lot of communication going. So. But dealing with those people, oh my goodness,
trash.
People love their phones.
People are just
people are rude.
They also don't think they're dealing with humans.
They don't. People don't. And look, so we went on strike one time. I was telling you this a few weeks ago. Yeah, we went on strike when I was down at the Michigan Avenue store.
Of a company that rhymes with Airbnb.
Let's see. Ass twerking and titties. No. Just the letters, okay? Yeah. But I can't believe I said that.
Yeah, for real.
No, but we went on strike, and that was very odd. You know what I mean? It's very odd to go on strike, but I get it. You know what I mean? We wanted time off, certain time off. They start changing shit up, And that's what labor unions do. Like you in a union, and then you have to come to an agreement after periods of time. And when they start changing things, the leadership start changing stuff. They demand more of you, and they take away less. They take away more. You know what I mean? So you got to do more with less, and that's just the way business is ran.
That's just the way it is.
Things will never be the same.
And then you got promoted and you left them all behind.
Yeah. Suckers. I became.
You became the villain.
I became a podcaster. What the hell I became?
Damn.
A comedian podcaster. Hey, let me go ahead and get my.
Dropping papers.
I'm dropping shit all over the place. But back to Pullman. Pullman was dedicated as a national monument. National monument, people, by guess who? 2015, dedicated by number 44, Barack Obama. I ain't gonna do that one again. So he dedicated and made it a national monument. It is a Chicago landmark, of course. Because it changed literally America. It changed America.
Correct.
And now, when you talk, we're going to transition to the other half of this, because there's, in this research that I initially did, there wasn't talk, not, like it is. It's not a lot of talk of, black people's roles back then. And we talking 19th century, okay? We talking 19th century. There had to be people that worked those trains, right? Servants or hostess, what have you. There had to be as such. There had to be people that worked, right? So Pullman hired former slaves, and now this story is not. I don't want to say this is a bad story necessarily, but it's an untold story, and it just brought the perspective to both of us. Going through the National Monument, because you could take a tour through there.
You really need
to.
Yeah,
y'all
we'll
need
talk
to go
about
there.
That in a second.
Yeah,
keep going.
But really cool to kind of hear, black folks' role, in this new city, this new main business that's going on. So what Pullman did was he hired black folks that were just coming up from the North that were free slaves. Okay, and think about this: we talking 1894, right? Free slaves in 1984, not really. That's a new thing. You know what I mean? That's a new thing. Right. And so he hired them. And the reason why he hired these free slaves are for two reasons. One, they were already servants. They knew how to serve and they knew how to work. Okay. So why hire somebody else that's not used to that kind of work, that kind of job? So he hired the slaves. But then, to the pleasure of the people that were riding and the customers, he hired them, and he hired the slaves because they felt comfortable with that.
Yeah, and it was they were doing a job that they already knew how to do, but they were getting paid for it.
Yeah. So just to quote, and so we got a bunch of books here, and I got a book, and I'm quoting from Rising from the Rails, Pullman Porters and the Making of the Black Middle Class by Larry Tye. Great book. You can pick this up at the monument. There's a bunch of things. There's other stuff that we got too. I'll talk about it. But here's directly from here. It said there was another reason George hired only blacks. One that had to do with social separation. He thought was vital to the porters to safely interact with white passengers in such close quarters. Here's the thing. So let me continue reading this, because break this down in your head as I read this.
Okay.
Women, after all, were disrobing on the other side of a thin curtain. Riders were stumbling into bed drunk, slinking in the compartments of someone other than their spouse, tumbling out of upper berths. Such compromised postures called for a porter whom passengers could regard as part of the furnishing rather than a mortal with likes, dislikes, and a memory.
Yikes.
Holy shit. Okay, if y'all don't understand what that I just said, basically he said these people didn't have a brain. We don't see you as a human.
Right.
You are not a human. You are non-existent.
That's an interesting perspective, because another thing that was presented to us, and if you go to the museum portion of this monument, you'll see there is actually a Porter's Museum that's going to be opening in October in Pullman. But the curator of that upcoming museum was speaking about the fact that porters became respected jobs. These are people that became trusted and well respected in their community, because a porter was, you worked for, I don't know, like it's like the difference between working at
being a slave and not being a slave.
Right.
I mean, you get to travel the world.
You get to travel the world,
and so that was the thing.
I don't want to present it as like it was a positive thing. I don't, because I can't judge.
But that's the history. That's why they write these books.
Literally what was told verbatim. Yeah. What was said.
So, yeah, I mean.
And I see both happening. Yeah. I see one as like you're respected in your community because you have a paid job, but then on the other side, white people see you as an accessory on the train.
Yeah,
you are there, You are there to serve them, and you're not considered a person, because a lot of these people traveling these trains probably owned slaves.
Yeah, right. And so
you don't that perspective doesn't change overnight.
No, it doesn't. And in this book, they say when you get south of the Mason-Dixon line, the thought process of how they saw blacks on these trains were very different, even though the blacks are free.
Right.
But you go south, and of course, in 1894, you were treated as such. Yeah. Here's another interesting piece. I say pick up this book because it really sheds light on the people who made this actually work.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because you take the porter away, these Pullman porters away from what they were doing, and Pullman doesn't have the experience that he has. It can't run. So they got the name Porter, and this is I'm using in all due respect as a bit of comic relief. And y'all, I'm being in all seriousness here. I'm a comedian, so I take light of things, but I listened to this, right? I read this part and I'm like, you got to be goddamn kidding me. So they called the people porters, right? Most people just called them boy when they needed you to come by here, boy. And some people called him George. Now, why did they call him George? They called him George because when slaves didn't have a name and you didn't know who these people were, you just were called by your master's name, right? So George, they saw these porters as George's servants, so they called him George. White men in that time who were named George did not like that. They were like, don't call him I ain't no slave. Don't call him my name. Use a slave name from my name. You know what I mean? So what did these white men do back in the day? In this book, it says they founded the Society for the Prevention of Calling Sleeping Car Porters George. Basically, they formed a group that said, nah, we're not going, George is not the name you're going to use. And they had 31,000 members in this group, including England's King George V, Babe Ruth, whose name was George Herman, George Herman Ruth, and then George M. Cohan and George Clemenceau of France. Unreal. Y'all can read more of that book, and it's a very good book. Rising from the Rails, we picked it up at the Pullman National Monument. Man, just an eye-opening book because you don't realize, and like we were getting to, and we were talking about, these people, they were free. They were free slaves. So to them, they wore white. They had the black hats. You know what I mean? They got to sleep on cars in luxury. They got to travel the world.
Well, where they slept wasn't luxury.
Yeah, but it's better than being in a slave owner house. You know what I mean? So, and again, I'm just saying this is how George Pullman, kind of pitched the idea to him. So if you were trying to make a living for your family, and when you're done with this job, you can come back to your family. It was, I guess you count your wins. You count your blessings at that point. Situations weren't the best, but you made the best of it. Continue reading that book because it's fantastic. And and it just sheds the light of how, black middle class did kind of grow. And a lot of things happening here in Chicago, man, like back in the day that shaped America.
I was going to say one other thing that we didn't mention is the first BSCP, the Brotherhood of Sleeping Car Porters, that became, they organized the porters, in 1925, the Pullman porters organized the Brotherhood of Sleeping Car Porters.
There you go.
And they actually aided in the civil rights movement and the activists that kind of made this happen. Can you listen to when he was born and when he died? Born in 1889, died in 1979. Okay, wow. Was part of the Civil Rights Act movement. A. Philip Randolph.
There you go.
And a former Pullman porter, Milton P. Webster, and they worked together and they joined it was an All-American Railroad Brotherhood, and I believe they won and they joined the Chicago Railroad Union.
I get you. There you go. Yeah,
if I remember correctly.
Yeah. So that was one of the last bits of information on this. So yes, A. Philip Randolph, definitely. He was the founder and the first president of the first black union. So that's really, really dope. And like I said, he lived and did a lot of things, when it comes to civil rights. Another bit of information here. Robert Todd Lincoln, you know who that is? That is the son of Abraham Lincoln, President Abraham Lincoln. He took over after George Pullman died.
Wow.
So he took over this. So a lot of facts here. And the last bit of news that we have, or facts that we have here, which I think is absolutely cool when it comes to if you need activities, you need something to do, and you don't realize, because we don't talk about this kind of stuff enough here in Chicago. Did you know that the Pullman National Monument is an actual national park service?
That's crazy.
So we
became Junior Rangers.
Yeah, we became Junior Rangers. Y'all, I don't know if you've ever had aspirations of going to the different national parks here in America, because there's a ton of beautiful parks here in America that you can go to, a lot of history. But I, for one, did not know that there was a national park. I guess I did think of a national park. I don't know where it would be in Illinois.
Right.
Let alone one in Chicago.
Right.
On the south side. And if I'm being honest, this park doesn't look like a park. It doesn't look like trees. You know how I look at the pictures, Yellowstone. You know what I mean, all that kind of shit. It don't look like that, y'all. It's got buildings, flat land, and you know what I mean,
and like 5 trees
and trains. You know what I mean, like in houses. But this is a national park service here in the United States. We did something really cool. We picked up our passport, national parks passport. We got our first little stamp.
Hey. And it comes with a map, I believe, in it.
Yeah.
That shows you all of the national parks.
The Midwest region.
Go.
Yeah. We got that 3 stamps.
It's divided into regions, so it's not just the Midwest. Each color is a different region. And funny, I just remembered the stamp for this year's Midwestern region national parks is this monument.
Yes.
For 2022.
For 2022.
So if that is something you're interested in, you could see it on that. If you're interested in looking up that. I absolutely loved being in Pullman. This was honestly my first time going there. I'd never been in Pullman. I definitely knew what Pullman was, but I'd never visited.
Yep.
And I'm kind of like disappointed that I'd never been there before.
Me too.
Because it literally, and you said this multiple times, it feels like it's a time warp.
It feels like a time warp.
Like you step back in time as soon as you drive through Pullman. You can tell, actually, interesting enough, it remains to be an industrial site.
Yes.
It has a lot of warehouses, a lot of factories, a lot of distribution centers, which is kind of interesting because it's kept that same
look and feel
purpose.
Yeah.
Right. And then you have obviously the historically preserved buildings and houses. There's Brick Row, which is where the facades of the fronts of all the houses on that street are all meant to be preserved brick.
Yep.
So the parts that have gone or with weather or time are replaced with paint, but a lot of the brick is still original brick.
Yeah.
We drove around what used to be the market, and most of it is still there. You could still drive around and look at it. The churches are still standing.
Yep. Being remodeled, refaced also.
Yeah, and there's the Florence Hotel.
Yeah.
Which Florence was actually
one of his
daughter's name. Yeah.
Yeah, one of his daughters.
I remember when I was like looking at where we can go. These are things that kept coming up, obviously, because they're like the main things.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, Florence Hotel was made for local businessmen that were coming in for a business.
Yeah, and yeah, right. They were coming there. So if you go, so that it's a park. It's part of the Chicago Park District now. That the neighborhood. I swear, when you walk through it, when you go there, it truly feels like, if you've ever been to the West Coast and you go on a movie set and it has the fake buildings, and things like that, and it takes you back to yesteryear, right? Like that's the feel. This felt just like
Same
that.
Vibe.
Same exact vibe, except it's all real.
Right.
It's all real. People lived back in the 1800s. People lived here. And for me in the city, it felt like it was a bunch in one spot.
Right.
Like you go here and you just look and you just like, damn, these are the houses he built for these people. You know what I mean? And back in the day, that's crazy.
And they actually also, I think I can't remember when, but they open up two of the houses for you to tour on the inside. One
later on this year.
Yeah, one looks exactly how it would have over 100 years ago, and another one is just renovated. And,
you get to walk through.
Yeah, you get to walk through a renovated one, and one that looks, back in time kind of thing.
Yeah.
There's so much more about this community area. Honestly, like we are just scratching the surface. We walked out with like
tons of pamphlets.
We
walked out with multiple books. There's another book here, Death in the Haymarket, which is the story of Chicago's first labor movement. Yeah, so really, really cool there. Yeah. Another fact about the actual monument. So the monument is the original one, although it was burned down by an arsonist in 1998, right? I believe in 98 it was burned down. And it was rebuilt. So the crazy thing is, I asked. We had some very nice help there. Linda and Andy. They work for the National Park Service.
And Andy's a volunteer.
And he's a volunteer. Yeah, he's a volunteer. Linda works for him, and she was telling us that because I asked the question. She said, "Hey, the top floor is where they used to, do all the paperwork and run the business." And so I asked. I said, "Is it still preserved? I mean, like, is that something that we could see?" And you could see the sad look on her face was like, no, it's not. It's all cut off because, somebody set arson to it. And the clock tower that you see in the picture, I have pictures of, but the clock tower of that building fell down. It crumbled and they had to rebuild it. So all that stuff got rebuilt.
And I remember she said that there was like a budget to turn this into...
That's what I was going to... Yeah, it was a budget to get to have that into like a museum.
To turn it into a museum.
Yeah.
But then the entire budget went to renovating the building. It's crazy.
But...
don't be reckless out here setting fires.
I mean, to
Chicago,
history.
Man.
And I mean, Chicago, this is something we don't talk about. Because me and you, we were talking about it. We were like, damn, how come nobody talks about this stuff? Dude, we have a national park that don't look like the ones you see on the West Coast and these forests and trees and everything. But just as dope, one that shaped America. Literally. You know what I mean? Like right in our own backyard on the South Side, which people need to venture off to because there's a lot of dope stuff out here on the South Side. But my goodness, like this was by far one of my favorite ones. And it lived up to the hype. Like I said, I mean, I wanted to see everything. We bought 3 books. We got our passport. We got our stamp. Now we want to go in the national parks.
We literally could have been there, and this is like a pretty. It's not like a huge museum, right? It's 2 rooms, but we literally could have been there for 3 hours.
Easily.
And we were there for like an hour, maybe a little over.
Yeah.
We could have been there for way longer. We just were on a schedule that we had to kind of get out of there. So we'll definitely be going back.
just to walk around that, because you could sit and just sit on the park bench in the park where the people lived.
Honestly, you could literally, like, if I were to plan my ideal like day exploring that area, one, I would start in the monument, go through the museum, grab these pamphlets and the map of the neighborhood, because there's a you can get a map of the neighborhood that shows you how to bike or to walk around all these monuments. This whole thing, right?
That's so dope.
And if you're watching, you can see it on the screen.
Yeah.
And it shows you where all the monuments are. You can walk, and it gives you on the back of the pamphlet, it has like a description of every single monument and the history of it. So you could start there, go through the museum, get these pamphlets, and then go do the whole thing on foot. And then you stop by and get food at where we ate, because it was also delicious. We'll tell you about that in a second. But
yeah. We'll talk about that in a little bit, because
the pamphlet is literally called Pullman on Foot.
Yeah, and I say do it. It's one of those things where
fun.
You have to. I mean, like, it is so dope. A time warp in the city, man, y'all. I can't stress enough to y'all, man. Y'all need to go check that out.
Yep.
I'm pleasantly pleased. Pleasantly pleased.
Hey.
I cannot wait to go back. And now, let's go ahead and eat. Let's talk about some food, because our boy Leonard gave us some good food, man.
Yep.
Let's go ahead. Commercial break time.
Hey.
Dion's Chicago Dream is a nonprofit fighting food insecurity through its Dream Deliveries weekly free fresh produce delivery program. The goal is to feed families, create community, and fuel hope.
You can visit www.dionschicagodream. That's DIONS chicagodream.com, or search Dion's Chicago Dream on social media to support. Learn more and join the food fight.
Yeah, buddy. We back.
We are back.
And we back.
That's a good one.
Yeah, that was a good one. That was a good one. Food time.
Food time. We went to Richard's Super Premium Ice Cream.
Yes, Lord. Let me tell you. Let me tell y'all. This ice cream, and it ain't just ice cream.
Oh, no, it's not. Do not be fooled by the name, because Richard makes more than ice cream.
He really does.
Okay.
Richard be going crazy. Yeah. I forgot to do that.
Trick. I did it for you.
Yeah,
all right.
thank you.
So obviously they have ice cream, and then they have soul food dinners that come with two sides.
Mm-hmm. They
have burgers, appetizers, sandwiches, hot dogs, sundaes, popcorn. Okay, these are the categories.
Yep.
This place has been around for 20 years.
20 years, y'all.
It hasn't been at this location for 20 years, but has been around for 20 years. It is literally a factory.
Yes.
Not a factory. It's like
a warehouse.
It's
a storage.
Yeah.
Like storage.
It's like you're
like a warehouse container shop.
There's nowhere to sit.
Yeah, right. You can't go in.
You can't go inside.
Yep.
You order, and then they bring the food out to
your car.
I believe they make the ice cream there. They make the popcorn there. They make all the food there. And you just go pick up the food.
Yep.
We sat outside.
It was beautiful outside.
They have steps. It was 65 degrees.
Man, it was
a little
70.
breeze.
It was 70.
Maybe 70.
Yeah, it was 70. It's 70.
There was a little. No one cares the difference.
We outside.
5 degrees.
We outside.
Just let that go. Dario loves to disagree with me, y'all.
I'm just saying, them 5 degrees make a difference.
No, they don't.
Shit.
Okay. Well, we sat outside in 70-degree weather, and we ate our food. Do you want to tell people what you ordered?
So let's see. We ordered almost the whole menu. First of all, I'm gonna start with the burger, because they have this burger called the Grand Burger, and the Grand Burger is basically
a grand ass burger.
It's basically a Big Mac, okay, shaped just like a Big Mac, but their version, except it is 3 times the size of a Big Mac.
Yep.
And let me tell you, it is also 3 times the flavor of a Big Mac.
Correct.
It is one of the best burgers I have ever had.
Correct.
The patties are thick. The the buns are right.
You know,
not a
lot of sauce. Saucy enough.
You know, I mean, I like it sloppy, and it was
It was
okay. All right, it was, but I'm just saying, it was good. It was good. It was very good.
And this is a weird preference. I prefer iceberg lettuce on burgers, and they don't use romaine; they use iceberg.
Yeah,
so that
iceberg.
Was really nice.
Yes, sir. It was man. Look, that burger easily.
Honestly, I ate like 3 bites.
I smacked the whole thing. I smacked the whole thing.
Personally, for me, it was too much. If I were to, I would have like the cheeseburger next time.
Yeah, just basic.
Just
even Leonard said he couldn't
finish.
finish. He can only do the cheeseburger.
Yeah,
I can do the grand burger every time.
I know you can.
Oh, I love burgers, y'all.
You got a burger problem.
I don't have. I do. I might have a burger problem.
That burger, it comes with fries. It's $8.25,
and that's a steal.
It's just,
that's a steal.
Yeah,
I'd pay $20.
Yep, their old-fashioned hamburger, which is just a hamburger with no cheese, is $5.25.
For $3 more, you get like 3 more hamburgers. Just
basically.
You mean like it's fantastic.
Their prices are amazing. Their double cheeseburger is $7.75. I'm looking at you, River North restaurants with burgers that are supposed to be the best in the city.
Yeah,
okay?
Ooh.
Match these prices.
Yeah, y'all got to. I mean, because y'all honestly,
your shit is not Wagyu. You know what I mean?
Yeah. You know,
serving that beef.
Yeah. And I'm sorry, I don't know if it tastes as good as this one. This is.
Listen, front porch.
Eating off the front
burgers,
man,
look, they hit different.
You got to ring the doorbell for them to come out. You know what I mean? Like ring the doorbell, and they come out. The menu's right on the outside. This place don't look like a place where you get food from.
No, it's not. We were very like, I don't know if we should.
Is this the place? You know what I mean? Like that's what we're doing.
We're like, we'll stop there for the snack portion. But I was like, I don't know if we're gonna get food here because this doesn't look like it serves food.
Yeah.
It served food. We were very skeptical.
Yeah.
Even Dario was like, I don't know about if I'm gonna order the chicken.
Yeah.
Dario said that.
Yeah. Wow. Oh no.
But you did get the chicken. And you got the 4-piece dinner.
So we got it's 2 wings and 2 breasts. You can. There's options how you can get it. Yeah. That chicken was fire.
Yep.
I mean, look, it was almost like. How are y'all not advertising the food? It
was so good.
Yeah.
It was so seasoned.
Yes. Yeah, and tender,
crispy.
Yeah.
Oh my god,
crispy skin. You know
okay, I like genuinely. It was so good.
Yeah.
And it came with 2 sides. You got the mac and cheese, which was really good.
Yep.
And you got the dressing, and it came with cranberry sauce. And cornbread.
Hold on, that was family reunion food.
Correct.
Sides. It was so it had the you got the cranberry sauce and the dressing had turkey in it.
Yeah,
shredded turkey in it, and it was fantastic. And I say family reunion foods, but what I'm trying to say was black people family reunion food. That's what I'm trying to say. It was fire, y'all. It was like my family was back there.
Yeah, I did not expect to find soul food
that fire
out of a warehouse like that.
Yeah, like I mean, like
I say warehouse, but it's not a warehouse.
We spent a good portion of our time trying to convince him to go mainstream, and the good thing is that they are trying. You know what I mean? They want to. It's not something that's off their radar. It's not something that's out of the realm for them. In fact, they tried it before. You know what I mean? But going up north trying to get people to understand it. I don't know their business. I don't know how it's ran, so I don't want to speak on it. But if it was up to me, give it another try. Y'all need to because this food needs to be. Y'all, how is that just out here in the streets and don't nobody talk about it?
I don't know.
Crazy.
We also got a Chicago style hot dog.
Yep, it was fire. I mean, put together exactly.
And
how
it comes with a side of fries. That was
fantastic.
$5.
Yeah. I mean,
come on.
Yeah, you get a
what more
great
can I say?
Chicago style hot dog.
Yeah.
Yes.
And then we had snacks.
We had the snacks. Hold on. Oh, we got the snacks now. Hold on. We ain't did this in a little bit. Here we go.
All the new snacks for them hit the street. All the bootleg snacks. The year 2000 snacks.
Yeah, buddy. And this was year 2022.
Yeah, for real.
Shit.
So I honestly went there. So they DM'd us like months ago, and I was like, okay, we're doing Pullman. We were meant to do Pullman in January. Things fell through. Other things came around, so we postponed. We don't tell places we're showing up, y'all. By the way, just so you know, no one knows we're coming.
Yeah, we just pull up.
We show up.
We just pull up.
And so we showed up, and
all this equipment.
Yeah,
just be pulling up. Can we set up shop here?
Can we record?
Can we record?
Y'all busy?
We do this little podcast. We gonna talk about you, but
but we went. He like knew it was us. We said hi. We chatted with him. He gave us a sundae. He was like, "Here, try this sundae while you wait for your food." And
he didn't think we was gonna eat it all.
He was like, "Don't finish it because you're gonna be full." Okay. He went in for 5 minutes, came out. Dario was scraping the sides of the cup.
Y'all, I was 2 seconds away from licking that bad boy too. Tongue all up in there.
And one of the ice cream that was in there was the strawberry cheesecake ice cream, which is what you have
right
in front of you.
Yo, we about to eat this live too.
We got a pint of it.
Ooh, and it is so good.
This is ASMR portion of the episode. While Dario munches on that, I got the
Lord have mercy.
I got. By the way, Dario eats ice creams pints at a time. Like he doesn't like eat a little bit of. You just spilled on your sports shirt. He doesn't eat like a little bit of it and then save some for later. No, it's all gone.
No, one take drink over here.
No, please no, because I want some of that, and you're gonna eat.
Hurry up! Hurry up!
Stop. I got the banana pudding, which is so good. First of all, it has Nilla wafers in it, like whole Nilla wafers.
Yeah. Them Nilla wafers hit different. They really do hit different in there. I don't know who make banana pudding without Nilla wafers. Y'all, this I don't know who back there making this ice cream. Richie. Can we call you Rich? You know what I'm saying? Because this needs to be on shelves. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, for real. This is the creamiest ice cream. Y'all, I'm lactose intolerant, and I'm out here. Stop it. It's not. It doesn't mean what you think it means.
I'm just saying you paused. I was.
It just makes my stomach upset.
You know,
not bubble.
You be churning over there.
You're also lactose intolerant.
No, I'm not. No, look, I can eat ice cream.
Okay, when was the last time you had milk?
Wow, this ain't even about me. Wow, continue.
It's super creamy. The banana pudding has like a vanilla bean flavor in it that is just so good.
Yeah.
They also have. We tried a bunch of other ice creams in there. He gave us like a whole tray of.
He just down the line. We had the sherbet. We had the salted caramel. We had the yams. What's the?
We had the sweet potato pie.
Sweet potato pie one. Yams.
Yams.
Black ass. I ain't know what to say. Candied yams, ice cream. That's how it tastes. It was fire like that. Gave us a little spoonful of each one, and that's really all we need to make a decision. I started. Anytime you put strawberry shortcake in front of my face, you know exactly what's going down.
Yeah.
And it is actually really good. It's a strawberry cheesecake.
Yeah.
Y'all.
It is so good.
Y'all need to go over there, stop by Richard's, man.
Even if just you're picking up ice cream.
Yeah.
Man, go to Pullman and get some ice cream.
Yeah. So here's the cool thing too, is and I was thinking about this when he kind of brought it up, and I didn't even think about this because we did have a day in Pullman. We had a day.
Yeah,
you know
we were there for like 4 hours.
Yeah, it's enough literally to consider this is a trip. You know what I mean? To down there, and you know, I took the drone out. You know, we took some pictures.
I took a work meeting.
You know, she did have a laptop, y'all. We was driving around there, and by the time we went to the museum, we were done. It was time to eat. You know what I mean? Yep. And we ate. And the vibe of this was really cool because you do sit in your car. We sat outside, and he told us, because we were like, if you want us to go back to the car, you know, eating out on the front, I don't know if you want that for your business. He was like, oh, no, don't worry about it. Because, like, in the summertime, when it's nice and sunny out here, people bring their blankets, they eat food, ice cream.
They just chill
right there on the lawn, in the grass. And so I was like, oh, okay. Because, I mean, that's what it felt like was natural. You know what I mean? So y'all need to go out there to Pullman. Take at least 3-4 hours. You know what I'm saying? 3-4 hours. Give yourself that time to go out to the south side. Go to the national park. You know what I mean? Get your stamp. Start, even if it is the first time getting a stamp. You know what I mean?
This was our first time.
This was our first time getting a stamp. It felt really cool to be able to say, look, I was at the national park, and it's here in Chicago. Go there, have some fun. You know, if you got kids, you know, definitely take the kiddos out there because they got the junior rangers. They can be a part of it.
Them kids. I became a junior ranger.
Yeah, for real. Sure did. I did. I became a junior ranger too. You know, make a day and then stop over by Richards, man. Get you some ice cream. That's a perfect way to end the day. Summertime shy about to come up. It is. I'm telling you, the history, the food, It's a vibe.
What a fun thing to do if you're impressing people from out of town.
Yeah, really.
You know what I mean? Like if I had people coming in from out of town and I'm from Chicago, I'd be like, okay, you've been to the Bean, you've been to Millennium Park, you've been to all. Let me show you like actual historical things.
Yes, let me take you to a national park. In Chicago. Look, all my friends, if y'all gonna come out there, I ain't got that many, but if y'all gonna come,
they all live here.
They all live here. If y'all want to come in to Chicago, trust me, I know where I'm taking you now. Yep. You have to. You have to do this, y'all. I can't. Let me go ahead and eat this ice cream before I start preaching.
Because another thing we got was this popcorn. Listen, there's one brand of popcorn that has a special place in my heart.
Yeah, we know.
But this is a close second.
Yeah, that's a good one. Yeah, that's a good one.
The flavor we got was actually really good. It's creamy cheddar dill.
Yeah.
And if you know me, I will inject, if I could, I would inject dill into my bloodstream.
Awesome. You say that's not a pausable moment.
That's not a pausable moment. I love dill on literally everything. It's just, I just love it. I also like pickles, so anything dill flavored. And this is like I've never had dill popcorn.
Yeah, I
personally.
never. No, me either.
I don't know if you have, but this was so good. Their other options are caramel and cheese mix, of course.
Chicago.
Cheddar cheese, caramel, smoked ghost pepper caramel, salt and vinegar cheddar, which is the other one that we tried. And I think you said you liked that better than the dill, but I executive ordered the order.
That's good. Okay. Yeah.
Red hot cheddar, ghost pepper mix, and the cheddar dill, which is the one we got.
That cheddar dill goes crazy though.
Crazy.
Yeah, y'all. It's like a one-stop shop for everything you want.
Everything like summer Chicago.
Yeah. It's a perfect summer Chicago, and the block that it's on is pretty cool too because it seems peaceful. You know what I mean? Like it's some trucks go by because it's an industrial like park area, so you don't get the trucks going by, semis and shit. But
if you don't want to sit and eat there, you can take the food and go to the park.
Go to the park.
Like literally across the street from the Florence Hotel is a park.
Is literally it got benches out there.
And just sit there.
Just sit there, chill.
Have your little burger.
In history, in the middle of history, y'all. Like that's the part that gets me. It's like, come on, man, we ain't talking about this enough, man. Anyway, Pullman, go out to Pullman, go to Richards, see our man Leonard over there. Who been working with him for a long time. He's saying
he said since he was 18.
Yeah, so he been working with him for a long time, so he know what's going on over there.
Yeah, buddy.
And man, have yourself a day.
Yeah. And on that note, y'all be blessed. If you like this episode, go ahead, send someone you like. If you hate this episode, go get some ice cream. Feel better because you clearly musty and petty. If you made it to this far, you know this is where the back of the bus insults come. So
yeah, this is where you get roasted, low key. You made it this far.
Unless you like this episode, then
you're if you don't like it, this ain't no.
Man, fuck you.
Okay, we out. Hey, thanks for listening to this episode of 77 Flavors of Chicago. We hope you enjoyed it. If you can, please like, rate, and subscribe to us on all streaming platforms where you listen to podcasts. And we hope you listen soon. We'll catch you back next Monday with a new episode. Bye.